Guys, welcome to Better Bachelor. My name is Joker with a face for radio and a voice for print. I don't know if this is necessarily the greatest plot twist in history, but it is really damn good. And I'll tell you why. Because we talk all the time about women being their own heroes in their own movies, posting to social media. And these social media trends go viral and everybody looks at them and they see them and they're like, oh, those awful men that don't want to, they're irresponsible deadbeat dads that don't want to be a part of their exes' lives, and they just leave the children hung out to dry. And these awful men, these deadbeat dads. And we come back around and say, yeah, but a lot of the time the women actually chase the men out of their lives, or the women are irresponsible, or the women go to court and they say that the man did all the bad things so that he can't have custody. And they say, no, that's never happens. That's just only once in a while. You're finding the little one-off instances and using that as the main catalyst for your argument. Well, we have a couple of examples here about women lying. The other story I want to talk about is about a woman that claimed some dude she thought was creepy did the snuggle struggle with her and tried to abduct her and take off with her after forcibly putting himself on her, and come to find out that's a complete lie. They're heroes in their own movies. That's what they are. And then when they get caught out on it, oh, well, just don't worry about it. We're going to keep going on like we didn't see that. Before we jump into all that, if you don't know, Nick Rakita, I was on Rakita Law with Nick Rakita. Nick is a very good YouTuber. He had one of the most popular live streams ever in like YouTube history for consecutive days when he was covering the Kyle Rittenhouse and Johnny Depp cases. He's familiar with my content. I went on his show with Drex, and Rakita and I have also had a conversation of just of men's issues and things like that. I like Nick an awful lot. I find him to be charming and funny and intelligent, but he's gotten himself in a bit of a pickle if you haven't seen the news recently. And I would suggest go watch maybe the podcast or the stream that I was on with him. We covered a lot of guys' issues, and it was a good conversation. But unfortunately, Nick has run into a little bit of a problem, and he's been arrested. And I'm not going to get into all of it, but he could be looking as much as 26 years for possession of several substances. And if you watch his streams over the last few days or even weeks or months, he's been looking a little rough. So I just wanted to send my thoughts out there to Nick. I don't think he will watch this, so he probably won't know about it. But either way, my thoughts and prayers are it's always funny when people are like, oh, thoughts and prayers don't do anything. Well, no, but it is nice to know that you're not alone. And I've messaged Nick and said, hey, if you need somebody to talk to reach out to me. And my thoughts and prayers are with him and his family. He's got 5 kids, I believe. And his wife was also part of this. It's not like he was doing this and she was unawares. She was apparently an accomplice in all of this stuff. So if you want to find out what's going on with that, it's all over. Just do a search. There's plenty of people that want to talk about it. Me personally, all I want to say is to Nick that we all have made our mistakes. We all have our demons, and I hope you can get right with God and He sends you on the right course in your life, and that things improve for you. So my thoughts are with you, buddy. Good luck to you. That's all I can say. All right. I can't play this volume-wise, of course, because there's cringe-tastic music over top of it. I'm going to mute it right here. But you can see it's a young lass, and she's, a relatively good-looking girl. She's in good shape. She's a single mom, and she's crying in this video. Now, understand something. First, this is the part where you lose me. Imagine you set up your phone, and you set it to record yourself, and then you cry for 10 minutes while making cupcakes for your birthday, trying to make everybody feel bad for you. And it's one of those things where it's, if you're going to legitimately cry, like have your moment, be sad, cry, get over it, because women need to do that. The emotions come bubbling up and they got to. But when you're to the point of like, okay, I got to make my cupcakes for myself because nobody loves me and I'm all alone. Now, oh, I feel the tears coming. Okay, let me set up the phone. How's the lighting? Lighting's good. Okay, how's my makeup? Okay, let me try to. Okay, do it. All right. Record. Like, come on. But there's so many people that fall for this every time. So I'm going to play the video. I'll narrate again because you're probably not watching or you're just listening. Although it is worth watching her cry. She says, being a single mom is making your own birthday cake on your birthday so that your babies can feel happy they're singing for you or singing to you. I don't know what that means. What does it mean? So if they're babies, they don't know that you're cooking. They don't know it's your birthday. They don't know what any of that means. It's like when you give a birthday cupcake, dog cupcake treat to your dog, and you're like, here you go, buddy, happy birthday. They're like, oh, it tasted good, dude. You got more? Birthday? No concept. Special day? Whatever. I'm just going to look at this as you gave me a snack. Thanks. Appreciate it. That's kind of so. And if they're older than that, I got nothing for you. So anyway, so you can see she's crying and wiping her tears, and oh, woe is me. And now she's opening up the box of tears streaming down her face. Oh, babies are singing for you. Happy days. Single mom. Who could believe a man would just knock this fine young woman up and put her in a motherly way and then run out on her? What a horrible man. These men need to be taught a lesson. In the meantime, she's still making the cake. He needs to be taught a lesson. And then it's the end. Horrible. Oh, these awful men. Well, today I'm surfing around on the interwebs, and I came across this video, and I thought it was the same one because I saved this one. I was going to do a completely different video. She was just going to be a little like side blurb. But turns out it's going to be my whole story, or half my story, because this was 36 seconds. And then as I'm scrolling through the interwebs, I come across this, and this is 2 minutes long. And I said, hey, gee, you know what? There's more to this. Maybe she's got some more video. Well, that's not it. I'm going to play this one for you with audio, and you'll make the discovery that I made that I find so interesting. Now, in the beginning here, you just hear some music. I took it out with AI.
So I've been sent this video a lot over the last few days. People asking my thoughts and my comments on it. And before anyone says, oh, you don't know her situation or, you don't know what she's going through, well, I do, because I lived it. I'm her ex-husband, and right now I have full custody of our kids. This is our parent agreement.
I'm going to pause it here. So if you're not watching, you're just listening. Old boy here was sent the video and by family, by friends, and they're like, hey, dude, look what she posted. And he's like, I got custody of the kids. She's playing the poor is me card, like being a single mom and babies and all, whatever. And comes to find out he got custody of the kids. What an interesting twist. That doesn't happen very often, does it?
As you can see, I have all weekdays and weekends, time sharing with the kids, all at holiday academic breaks. And for her to get any rights back to the kids, these are the things that she needs to do.
Okay, now I'm going to pull that back just a second. He says, for her to get rights to the kids, this is what she needs to do. Now it says child care. Only the father may select appropriate child care providers for the children. For temporary changes to parenting plan may be made informally without written document. And so for her to get the kids back, mother expressly acknowledges and agrees to, prior to seeking any modification or change to parental responsibility or time sharing of any kind, mother will first satisfy as an absolute prerequisite all of the following condition. 1, the mother's completion of, at her sole expense, a psychiatric examination, together with a substantial participation in, at her sole expense, any psychiatric, psychological, or mental health treatment program recommended by said examination, either agreed to by the parties or approved by the court. She has to maintain employment for a continuous period, not less than 6 months. And something, I can't read the rest of it. I don't know.
These are the things that she needs.
No, he didn't move out of the way fast enough for me to read the rest of them. So come to find out, she's a little bit of cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, right? This is what I talk about when it's all these women on the internet cheering for each other. And, oh, you go, girl, and you're awesome, and how dare he. And in the meantime, it come to find out they're the ones that are actually kind of the bad people here. And too many times, the stories get out there of, oh, the women, think of the women, think of the children. And come to find out, and we know this, right? We've said this a lot of times. Hey, there's a lot of really bad women out there. Oh, you're just picking and choosing. Well, here's another example. Also come to find out, she owns $21,175 in back child support. So I guess she was the earner. You know, she was the power broker. She's the stunning and brave. She's the boss girl. I don't know if he's stay-at-home dad or what. But now she's the deadbeat, but she's the deadbeat mom. She's the one that's not paying child support. Shocking.
She needs to do. And yes, child support, she owes that. It's up to over $21,000. So she's a mother and doesn't pay child support.
Now, for those of you, again, just listening, he just flashed up a picture of her from the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, and it says her booking photo, and down there it has the first 4 letters of the word felon or felony. So she's also a criminal.
She was then arrested for check fraud, and during that hearing, it turned out that it was found that she stole almost $1 million from another guy. And also, she faked cancer in the past.
Embezzlement. And he didn't say another company. He didn't say company. He said another guy. So she stole money from a guy.
From another guy. And also, she faked cancer in the past. These are scans that she would send and post on her page before. So, to sum it up, this person, for people that follow her or giving her praise and telling her how strong and how, amazing she's doing, well, she's really not a full-time mom. She barely has her kids. She goes out all the time. And she doesn't even have a job even. So she just really not someone that other single moms should really be looking towards as for inspiration or anything like that. There are a lot of, hardworking single moms out there, and a lot of respect to them. All I just want to say is she just isn't one of them. So hopefully everyone can see this video and.
So I think that's a very good lesson here. That the women are the posting the stuff that go viral. Women are the ones that are always saying that they're the ones being harmed by men. This stuff never gets out there because most of the time guys are like, whatever, I got a job. You ever notice most of the protesters are the weird people that don't have jobs or are students or are, I don't know, trust fund babies? Like they're the ones that are always out protesting and making the most noise because everybody else has their own world. Like they don't have time for that crap. They're working a job. They're trying to pay their bills. They're trying to get things done. I think that's a lot with what's going on here with these women. And something else, he said she goes out a lot. She's a party girl. So how is it that if she's going out, right, where is she? Is she at some other, like, strange dude's house? Is she at her mom's house? Did she get a bailout from the government? I don't know about you, but fellas, help me out if I'm wrong. If you do not have a job, let's go back to the original video here. If you don't have a job, are you in a nice kitchen, modern white kitchen with a perfectly clean stainless steel are you in this kind of a kitchen, or are you homeless, living in your car if you have one? Do you still have jewelry, or did you pawn it off to try to feed your dog that's sleeping with you in the car? See, women always have fallbacks. That's why they always have fallbacks. That's why they can get away with this nonsense over and over again. So come to find out, yep, here comes the truth. And the real story that I think I want to talk about is this is kind of the same thing. A woman fabricated an attempted struggle snuggle and taking her against her will, the cops say. And this is from May 20th, just a couple days ago. This is from Levittown now.com from a local. And you can see the gal here, Angela Borisova Urumova. Angela, let me try that again. Angela Borisova Urumova or Oromova. Sounds kind of Russian and or / Ukrainian to me. This is her mugshot. They say a Bristol Township woman's report of an attempted taking her by force against her will and snuggle struggle at Langhorne Square in Middletown Township last month led to the wrongful arrest and 31-day incarceration of an innocent man before the accuser admitted to fabricating the story, according to court papers filed on Monday. Now, do you remember all the times we say, "Oh, women, if they regret it, they may say something"? If maybe you make the wrong move and she didn't appreciate it, women will use it to get men in trouble. For power plays, for money, for blackmail, for custody of kids, for whatever. Wait till you hear why she did it, guys. Wait till you hear why she did it. They say on April 16th, Middletown Township police were called for a report of an attempted snuggle struggle at the Langhorne Square Shopping Center on East Lincoln Highway. The incident, which occurred near Rednear's Market, led to the arrest the next day of Daniel Pearson, 41 years old, of Yardley. Angela Urumova, 20, reported the incident to police and claimed that a man grabbed her from behind as she exited her truck between 7:50 and 8:10 p.m. Urumova alleged that the man attempted to pull her pants down and dragged her approximately 15 feet towards his truck, which was described as an older blue Ford with a thin blue line sticker and visible dents and rust. Upon police arrival, Urumova was found visibly bleeding from her right lip and provided a detailed description of the attacker's vehicle and its path out of the parking lot, authorities say. The Middletown Township Police Department used the agency's automatic license plate reader system to identify a truck matching the description and linked it to Pearson, whose physical appearance matched Urumova's description, authorities said. Pearson was arrested on April 17th and charged with attempted kidnapping and attempted snuggle struggle, false imprisonment, and other offenses. He was jailed with $1 million bail due to the serious charges. The case made local and regional news, including a number of evening TV broadcasts. Urumova identified Pearson from a photo lineup with a 60% certainty, leading to the charges, authorities say. Now imagine you're in this situation. Imagine you're the police officer, okay? Woman calls and said, somebody tried to grab me and pull me away, tried to take me. She gives a description of the vehicle. Picked out the guy with more than 50%. And if she said, well, he grabbed me from behind, I couldn't see him very well, I could maybe make him out a little bit. As a police officer, you'd say, okay, she said this happened. She described the vehicle. We found the vehicle. She kind of identified what the guy looked like. She has physical damage to her face and to her thigh and marks on her stomach. I think any reasonable police officer or even any reasonable citizen would say, sounds like something happened. Sounds like something happened. But the police, thank God, didn't stop there. They say However, additional investigation by Middletown Township Police and Bucks County detectives revealed inconsistencies in Uramova's account, according to the court papers obtained Monday by levittownnow.com. Here's what's important. This is why I want to express this a lot, because people say, oh, the presidential elections, oh, the prime minister elections. The local elections matter way more than you think, because whoever is the prosecutor or the district attorney or the police chief in this area said, let's keep looking, let's keep digging. Now, where I live, and probably where most of you live, sheriff is an elected position. If you're in New York City, I think, and I may be wrong, but I think the mayor selects the chief of police. Well, if you have a lefty wackadoo mayor who selects the lefty wackadoo police chief, and then on top of it, you've got district attorneys that have a bunch of money thrown into their campaign by Soros, and they're elected by lefties or voted in by lefties, the investigation is done. There's nothing more to look into. They'd say, don't waste their time. Don't waste your time. Just moving on. We've got other things. We've got other things to worry about. Now, the good news is that if this did happen in those type of areas, Pearson would be out the next day, probably on no bail, because would be a Democratic area. But nonetheless, his life would probably be ruined. They go on to say Pearson's family reportedly relayed new information to police, who were working to collect and review security camera footage from the area where the alleged attack happened, police said. So they were already digging into this, and the family said, hey, look, here's some additional information that might help. Surveillance footage from multiple retailers in the area showed Uramov's vehicle but did not capture Pearson's truck or any similar vehicle following the described path. Additionally, data extracted from Uramova's phone by a county detective contradicted her story. It showed 0 steps recorded during the time she claimed to have been walking towards and from Redner's Market. So in this case, the phone actually saved the guy, because her own biometrics from the phone stated she did not do any of the things that she said. It also tells you, though, that these companies, like Google and Apple and whatever, have no problem sharing your data from your device if it'll incriminate you or somebody else. Just be clear of that. Powering off your phone, I would not say is a workable thing. Now you'd need to put it in like a Faraday bag or something or other. Last Thursday, detectives met with Uramova, and she relayed again what happened, claiming Pearson attacked her. That's twice she lied. She even showed damage to her phone, police said. During the meeting with detectives, Uramova was advised investigators couldn't locate the incident on security camera footage, and that she stated she may not have been clear on the truck's route out of the shopping center. The young woman added that Pearson was creepy, and she'd seen his truck before in the shopping center when she worked there, police said. Last Friday, during another meeting with investigators, Uramova admitted to fabricating the entire incident, police said. The young woman stated that the injury to her lip was caused by her grandmother, who suffers from dementia, and that she scratched her waist at work. Uramova confessed that she targeted him because she found him creepy and had seen his truck in the parking lot previously, authorities said. When asked by an investigator, Uramova told them she'd planned to tell the truth before Pearson's next court hearing, police said. Now, we know that's a lie. She never planned on saying anything. So she got her lip busted from her grandmother with dementia. She scratched herself at work, and the rest of absolutely everything was made up. And the only reason she picked this guy randomly is because she once saw him in a parking lot and he looked kind of creepy. There's no other reason she did this. She found him creepy, so she decided to ruin his life, and would have too if she hadn't got caught. When asked by an investigator, okay, I read that part, in charging documents, detectives wrote that Uramova had numerous opportunities. She could have told police she was not being honest, and Pearson was wrongfully imprisoned. Pearson was released from county jail last Friday. Uramova was charged with false alarm to an agency of public safety, false report to falsely incriminate another, false reports for offenses that did not occur, unsworn falsification to authorities, unsworn falsification to authorities with forged or altered documents, unsworn falsification to authorities with a false sample object, and tamper with fabricate physical evidence. Now, she was held on $30,000 bail. So she's held on $30,000 bail. The guy that did nothing and is actually innocent was held on $1 million bail. She was held for 3% of the bail that the innocent man was held for. Understand that. Understand that. And they say editors know everybody's presumed innocent. Do they have any comments? Probably not. No. Keep this story around. I'm sure you can find it on other websites. I've seen the headline on national web pages. Let me just copy pasta this real quick. Yeah, they have it on the Charlotte Observer. They have it on Yahoo News. They have it on Fox News. Of course, you don't see it on CNN or MSNBC, but they do have it on Fox News. So, you know, what's sad about this is that if I were the police officer, because I was a cop in the military a long time ago, and that's different than being civilian police, but you still do investigations. But if I showed up to an incident and a woman said she was grabbed from behind and she had a busted lip because the guy swung at her or something and tried to grab her off and she had scrapes on her stomach, and she gave a description, and I was able to find that vehicle, yeah, I mean, you'd kind of be like, okay, well, why would she, women don't just make this up for no reason. That's the mindset I had when I was in the service. But women like this, and this is what causes men like myself and others when you say, oh, so-and-so had this happen to him. Okay, did she file charges? Yes. Oh, okay, we'll see what the courts say. What do you mean? We'll see what the evidence says. I need this to be proven to me. Why? Because women lie about this crap all the time. No, they don't. Women will say it for nothing other than they think you're ugly. No, they won't. Yes, they will. Matter of fact, I think I covered this at the time. Let me find this one real quick. Here's the story. This is from October 18th. 5 high school mean girls targeted boy with false accusations of him doing wrong things to him. The lawsuit claims group of 5 high school mean girls in Pennsylvania confessed to targeting a boy with false claims against him because they don't like him. The parents have launched a lawsuit seeking unspecified damages, claiming the girls at Seneca Valley High School in Pittsburgh conspired in person and via electronic communication devices to falsely accuse their son of doing inappropriate things. He's now being homeschooled and suffers mental health problems, the family says. Now, this isn't the one that I was thinking of. There is another instance where a young man self-deleted because he had accusations against him. We need to start taking this stuff seriously. This kind of instance, it's easy to blow off and have a laugh over and say, hey, turns out she's a liar and an awful person, and the husband really came out and, she's crazy as a loon and doesn't have a job and owes child support, and here she is crying and playing the victim card for everybody to see, when that's far from the truth. Those are the fun ones. Those are the funny ones. But when it comes down to people just making accusations and the guy's like, I wasn't there, I have no idea who this person is, and if the police department and the district attorney didn't keep digging for proof of one way or another, It could have been a done deal. The guy could be doing 10 to 15 years. Ruined his life. He didn't even know her. Probably never saw her. Didn't even know she existed. And she thought he was creepy. And she remembered the thin blue line. What do you bet? What do you bet the girl in this story right here is some rabid feminist, some lefty. And she saw a creepy guy. Maybe he's bald. Maybe he's overweight. Maybe whatever. Maybe he's unattractive. She decides he's creepy, and she sees that thin blue line, and she says, he likes the cops. He likes the cops. He's probably conservative. He's probably a Trump supporter. And she says, all right, you like the cops? I'm going to use the cops to throw you in jail for maybe decades. I'll tell you something, man. The fact that she got only held on 30 grand, and I don't even know if any of these charges are felonies. I don't know if any of these are felonies. They might be all misdemeanors. And you know what? She'll get out. She'll get out. No problems. There's never enough penalty. And the way I look at it is she should at least be incarcerated for the 31 days he did, if not twice that. And then, whatever the penalty is for doing the snuggle struggle, that's what she goes away for. Because if you threaten a man with imprisoning him for 10 or 15 years and you lied about it, the time still needs to be served as far as I'm concerned. Because there still is a crime, a very serious crime. And if that man was going to do 10 or 15, now she should do the 10 or 15. If that man did the 15 and you took 15 years of his life, you do 30. You do twice that. And that still is not good enough reparations for him. But at least you can do twice what he did. And then when women hear these stories and they see it in the news, they say, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that because if they find out you're lying, but we'll never get that. We'll never get that because that's the society we live in today. And so even if you are the guy that says, hey, I avoid women, I walk around with a body cam on me, that doesn't mean anything. Unless you have video of you specifically going everywhere, recording everything you do and save it for eternity. And not to get political on this, but Donald Trump supposedly did something inappropriate to a woman 30 years ago. And they had to change the laws so she could still sue him because the time to do so had expired, like it was too old a crime. So they changed the laws so that they could go after him again. Are you going to keep video for 30 years? Until these women are punished, you just got to keep your head on a swivel. Because this is not a case of a guy doing wrong. It's not a case of a guy being rude. It's not a case of a guy being in the wrong place at the wrong time. This is a case of a man existing. And she decided, I don't want you to exist. I'm going to ruin you because I can. Sad times, brothers, sad times. Guys, if you enjoy my work, join me on betterbachelor.locals.com. You know the drill. Great community. We're doing a live stream tomorrow night. Going to do a couple movies, have some drinks, have some fun, hang out for a little while. If you want to be a part of a huge community of awesome men, come on over, join us today. I'd appreciate it if you did, and we will see you in the next one.